XRP LFG, baby. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the show. Hey, glad to have you guys here today. XRP, another green day. Candle about to come to a close here. The 15 minutes left. We got a 5.33% move to the upside today. We broke above our 14 exponential moving average. We're about to run into the 50 exponential moving average. Really, really positive. And as you guys remember, this is the exact level we talked about would be the breakout level. Because if we go back to the 4-hour candles, we flip to the High-Kanashi. We talked about this yesterday. Well, we've been talking about it for multiple days, but this was the peak candle that we were looking at as a potential breakout, and it is hitting that right now. Do we reject off this zone, or do we power through and make the move to the upside? That is the real question, and we will dive into that today. We're going to be looking at the weekly, daily, 4-hour for XRP. We will also take a look at Ethereum and Bitcoin as well in the charts. We're going to cover some news here today over at Crypto Panic. What is trending? Cardano price forecast. Bulls hold 30 cents comfortably. Quick 50% move incoming, ? And also, just so you are aware, Cardano's stablecoin has been paused after a setback. So everyone was really hyped and really excited about Cardano and their stablecoin launching. Unfortunately, it's taking a break. So I just want to let you guys know that. Harvard research paper tells governments and central banks to hold Bitcoin. So is Venezuela actually smart in the long run? Very interesting situation there. Ethereum core developers signal support for proto-dank sharding. And XRP Army, here we go. XRP prepares for major price action. Here's what to expect. We're already in major price action, so we'll dive into that today. Sam Bankman-Fried will speak at a conference alongside Ukrainian President Zelensky, U.S. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen, despite the FTX investigation. Like, if you haven't figured out how much of an inside job this is, this fool stole billions of dollars, and he's about to go speak on the world stage with world leaders as a hero. I mean, this is the upside down. Like, this is not supposed to be happening, but this guy's getting away with everything, and he's an absolute fraudster. It is going to be awesome when the truth comes out and all these people finally have to eat crow for how stupid they're acting right now, making this guy out to be some sort of hero. It is disgusting. Russia to launch national crypto exchange in bid to control digital assets. And Consent says it collects IP addresses of Metamask users via Infura. Now, this is actually, people are really pissed off about this, so I'm going to jump into this real quick for you guys. And if you're not familiar, what this company is actually Metamask's parent company. CoinSys says it is collecting data for IP addresses when using MetaMask. So blockchain firm Consents announced an update to its privacy policy. The firm said it collects IP addresses of MetaMask users who connect the wallet via the Infura. CoinSense owns both MetaMask and Infura. Infura runs blockchain nodes on behalf of wallets and individuals. When someone makes a blockchain transaction via their MetaMask wallet, it defaults to Infura, which broadcasts the transaction to the Ethereum blockchain. MetaMask connects the Infura through what's called a remote call procedure service, or RPC. Consents added that if users access MetaMask with alternative RPC providers such as Anchor, Alchemy, and others, the firm would not collect such data. Still, it pointed out that third-party RPC providers may collect such data if they want to. The concern is that companies collecting both on-chain data like blockchain addresses and transactions and off-chain data like IP addresses could be able to identify individuals and reduce the amount of privacy available on the network. Earlier this year, CoinSense raised $450 million in a Series D round that closed at a $7 billion valuation, making one of the largest players in the crypto space. The blockchain firm is led by Joseph Lubin, who played a role in the launch of Ethereum. You know, it's really interesting because when I read these articles and I go through this and I'm learning, like, these original OGs in the crypto space who knew how to code all of this stuff, a lot of these like original Ethereum team members, They are just absolutely rich as can be. They're billionaires for sure. And especially when the next bull run comes back, because these guys are so smart. They've done such a good job. And then they've built such a reputation in the industry. Like this guy was a person who played a role in the launch of Ethereum. And now he runs a company that just got valued at $7 billion. Like, this is absolutely amazing for these people. Harvard tells governments to buy Bitcoin. A Harvard paper has urged central banks to hold Bitcoin as a way to circumnavigating sanctions. Only El Salvador, I thought it was Venezuela, my bad. So El Salvador has elevated Bitcoin to a national currency, but a number of sanctioned countries may take the bold leap. Enthusiasts are looking at countries in the Gulf as potential nations to add Bitcoin to their balance sheets. So in this article, it goes a different direction than what I was thinking, but this is basically saying in order to get around sanctions from other countries, use crypto. Matthew Ferranati, a PhD candidate, published a paper that has caused a small stir among Bitcoin enthusiasts as it called on governments to add the assets class as part of their reserves, titled Hedging Sanctions Risk, Cryptocurrency and Central Bank Reserves. Ferranati makes a strong case for nations facing sanctions risk to hold BTC. The use of a digital asset in evading sanctions has been a heated topic of discussion in recent times, with things reaching a crescendo after Russia invaded Ukraine. In the days following the invasion, Western nations slammed economic and financial sanctions on Russia, which analysts say could shrink the country's economy by up to 6%. Since then, Russia's central bank and the finance ministry have announced that it will be turning a virtual currency to facilitate cross-border transactions. However, the paper does note that centralization in the digital asset industry could be a stumbling block in using the asset class to circumvent sanctions. In March, Coinbase, Gemini, and Binance conceded to the demands of U.S. law enforcement agencies to report any transactions involving sanctioned Russian individuals or entities. So that's why a lot of people talk about, I mean, this is obviously on the world stage, playing with sanctions and so on. But even you as a normal person, right? I was talking to one of our clients the other day, and we were talking about the fact that if you were to withdraw, let's say, for example, $50,000 from your bank would ask you why, where are you sending that money? Who is it going to? I don't know if I want to give you your money, right? Isn't that really weird? Like, literally that happens. If you go to the bank today and you had 50 grand in there and you wanted to withdraw it, there would be red flags flying everywhere, and they try to find out why. I mean, even if you have 5 grand and you go try to withdraw all of your 5 grand, they're going to ask you, like, why. They'll finally let you do it. But the thing is, they're going to like try to invade your privacy and find out, why do you need $5,000? Where's this money going? They'll have a bunch of questions for you. With crypto, it solves all that, right? If I want to send $50 million to somebody via Bitcoin, I can send it to them. No bank, no one's going to get in my way. No one can ask me where it's going, why it's going, and so on. Gold is giving BTC stiff competition. Ferranati's paper notes that sanctioned countries are putting their faith in gold instead of turning to Bitcoin. He cites the spike of Gulf nations stacking up on gold, but remarks that you can't just turn around and buy $100 billion worth of gold, so some countries might accumulate gold. According to Ferranati, the ideal combination will be to have both assets for the benefit of diversification. Ferranati disclosed that he prefers central banks tilting towards gold because it is 5 times less volatile than Bitcoin.
If you're ready to earn an extra $200 to $3,000 per day in passive income, just like the Run Guys do every single day, then like this video, subscribe to the channel, then click the link in the description of this video to learn the Run Guys' #1 way to start earning passive income online with crypto today.
Some very interesting points over there. Now let's jump over into the charts. Now yesterday, if you guys remember, we talked about how price was on its way up to the 15, or it had just collided with the 15-minute 1100 exponential moving average, which is that blue line right there. And we mentioned that it was looking like if it crossed, there's a potential of it to run all the way up to the 1 hour one, which was right here at 41 cents. But the main thing that we talked about is when we zoomed all the way out. So let's go ahead and turn off all of our, oh shoot, no, can't do that. I need that. We need to turn off this. Okay, so what we did is we found this high point right here. This was all the way back here on November 10th. That's the most recent high point. And we talked about that being the breakout level, because if price could break out from this level, we could make some moves to the new high. Now that also comes in exact conflict with our supply and demand zone here on the 1 hour zone from before as well. So as you can see here, price is trying to make its way into that breakout zone. And you can see over the last several hours, it's wicked multiple times, rejecting. And it also needs to climb up to the top of the supply and demand zone here at 41 cents. Ultimately, yesterday, we marked this red line as that 1 hour 20 or that 1 hour 1100 exponential moving average. We marked it with this red line. It has also come down over time, obviously, because there was some more lower prices in there. So price is coming down to meet the current price. But as you can see right now, it's extremely close. The fact that that's going to happen is very likely, even though our price is crazy overbought. Like on the 1 hour, look at this. We've been riding this overbought territory now since 7 a.m. and it peaked up at 84. 70 is literally where it's overbought, and it's chilling right now at currently 79.47. It did jump outside the volatility band back in. Now it's even starting to look like it wants to turn again. You can see the volume bars got really narrow here, the white bars, because price wasn't moving. Volatility got really tight, started pinching. It had a fake move down, as we can see here, and then it had the big explosion to the upside since this morning. So really exciting to see. What we also talked about is what I think is a potential if this breakout continues to happen, especially now that this candle was such an extreme candle. So yesterday, when we were talking, price had just gotten to this blue line right here, 0.38. So we've gotten up 2 full cents today, which is a big move for XRP. Also good news on the daily. We did break above that market baseline that we talked about, turning the background to a bullish background. The only thing I'm worried about is it's done this before, right? It did this fake move and then down. We want to see 2 or 3 more days consecutive to the upside and give us that confidence. Now, one thing that we've been talking about too, there is a perfect supply and demand zone right here up at 46 cents that price could very likely make its move to, because there's a big giant fair value gap right here. Let's go ahead and turn that on so you can see. Fair value gap is an imbalance in the price. So this very likely could go fill this imbalance and get rid of that. That's definitely a possibility. Now that we have positive momentum, it all depends on what news comes out on Monday, really, because the markets are closed throughout the weekend. We could continue a weekend pump, and then the markets open, then the Federal Reserve says something negative, and then all of a sudden we have a crash. So that's why I play this day by day, and that's why you should subscribe to the channel, because we're reporting on this day by day. Remember yesterday, what we talked about was the most important thing was that as price got to this 50 exponential moving average on the 4 hour, it needed to hold that as a support rather than breaking back down and having a sell-off. Well, guess what? It held it as a support. Our 14 exponential moving average has crossed to the bullish side of things. We did break above this resistance level, and we're making our way up now to this new resistance level. Right now it rejected off, but check this out. It just came down to the bottom of the supply and demand, bounced off of that, making its way back up again, as we see here on the 1 hour chart. So it came in, bounced. We need to see the break of this level. That's what we're really waiting for, the price to break this level. Now, it may come and retest off this 14 exponential before doing that, then make its way up, but we are watching. Now, you may be wondering, okay, so what is this line right here? Again, that's the 1100 exponential moving average. We marked it yesterday, and we are saying that if price gets above it, that would be very bullish as well. So right now on the 1 hour, 1 hour is flipping bullish. Let me go ahead and open our algorithm and see what's going to be happening. Before I jump into that signal algorithm first, I did want to let you guys know, again, this next red line up here, again, that is getting us above the 50 exponential moving average for the daily. So we are still keeping a very close eye on this, because price could simply come here, sit here for a day or two, and then make the way down. So we are being very, very observant right now. We can't get all stoked just because it pops above the 50 exponential moving average. It has to get there and claim it. Right now, we could be pretty stoked because it has gotten to that 4 hour and claimed it, right? So we talked about the last few days. First, that like 3 days ago, it claimed the 1 and 5 minute. Then yesterday it had claimed the 15 and 30 minute as supports, bullish momentum. Today it has officially claimed the 1 hour, and we're going to check right now to see if we got that 4 hour claim. All right, so we're going to start XRP from the 1 minute. The 1 minute shows that it is bullish, and in fact, it's likely about to make a move to the upside if it doesn't have a sell-off here, because it has just recently broken below. So when my indicators are showing bullish, the way that the move happens is price will come back under the 50 exponential moving average, sit there for 5, 10, 15 minutes, and then make a move to the upside. If it doesn't, if it comes here and rejects off of that 50 and makes a move down, then that lower time frame can change. But that's not to be worried about, because check this out. If for some reason this breaks here and does not break to the upside, an immediate bullish move, we're still bullish on the 5 minute. And you can see the 15 exponentials down here. So it could do the swoop under here. The 15 minute is still bullish. It could swoop all the way under here and make the move up. So when our lower time frames are bullish still, we still have lots and lots of room. Like everything lower time frame is very bullish right now, giving us very, very good indication. So 1 minute bullish, 5 minute bullish, 15 minute bullish, 1 hour also bullish. But again, so this is what now right now you can see this is starting to drop. I'm saying bullish and all of a sudden it looks crappy, right? Well, the reason being is price needs to come, even on the 1 hour, it would have to come all the way back and retest this zone, which is not a bad thing. Because look at it was a rejection, a rejection, a rejection, a rejection, all of a sudden a boom, a massive move. So if all of a sudden price comes down over time, retests this zone right here, makes the move up. Also, what does that do? That gives us a reset on the RSI, which is completely overbought. If it can come down here, maybe bounce off the 50, still remain bullish, and make a second surge to the upside. The other thing that can happen, we can just sit here and trade sideways for hours. That would be the most positive thing. In fact, we could just sit here instead of coming down to the 50. What we do is sit here and trade sideways while the 50 comes up to us in price. So those two things can happen. But regardless, 1 hour still bullish. The 4 hour is bearish, because it has not been bullish enough, but it's like this close. So, I would say the next 4 hour candles, so 12 to 16 hours, we should know, because if we take a look here, price could still, as of right now, what our scenario that we just said, where price could come and bounce off of this and move back up, price, if it were to come down and break with strength, like if there's a lot of downward momentum, but it's Thanksgiving, there's probably not a lot of trading going on anyway, hopefully not. But if it breaks below this 50 exponential moving average right here to the downside, we could see a really significant down move, because that's a larger time frame move. The other thing we have, our daily is still showing bearish, but what we've been talking about here is price has to get above that 50 exponential moving average and then make the drop. All right, so that's what we've got on XRP. We do have that really nice break to the upside. So, everything's looking bullish. We just need to continue having momentum coming in, positive momentum. Now, is this a Bank of America partners with Ripple if they win the case type of candle? Yeah, like that's that whole buy the rumor, sell the news. So we've had really, really nice moves up. Is this where people start taking profit now? It is also that extreme breakout level on the 4 hour supply and demand zones, as we can see right there. So we're going to keep an eye on that. Let's jump over to Ethereum, see what's going on over here. So Ethereum on the 4 hour charts is bearish, and it is at that breaking point right now. So we're very, very close. It'll let us know. So is Ethereum going to reject off of this zone that we've been talking about right here, that 1207 level? Is it going to break down? We're going to find out right now. And in fact, if it doesn't, it could do the same exact thing that XRP just did, where the 14 crosses the 50, very bullish, and then price just stays bullish here and rides up. So that is a possibility. So again, on the 4 hour time frame, it is a bearish signal, but it can invalidate with some continued momentum to the upside. 1 hour is now bullish. That's really exciting. So the 1 hour is now bullish. You can see it's riding above the 14 as well. But what we do need to see is we need to see for a nice move is a reset, whether it continues trading sideways and the 50 exponential moving average rises to it, that would be fine as well. But regardless, if it gets under it, swoops up, makes a run up, that would be the move we're looking for on the 1 hour. However, it may not need to get that low. So we take a look at the 15-minute, it just did it on the 15-minute. So let's take a look here. As we're looking here on the 15-minute, it just dipped under the 15 exponential, moving up. Right now, it's battling with that 1100 exponential moving. I look at rejected, faked out above, came back down, rejected, rejected, rejected. Is it going to give us bullish momentum and break through that? That's the real question. If it does, then we can look for that 4-hour move to the upside. But the 15-minute is showing bullish. The 1 hour, again, we talked about, is just barely bullish. The 4-hour is bearish, and the daily chart is bearish. But that's why we got to be careful here on Ethereum as well, because look at this move. Tell me you're not going to think this is the most bullish move ever. We go from 1200 where we're chilling right now. All of a sudden it makes this power move up here. And now you're at 1300, 1350. And you're like, oh my gosh, we're going to freaking pump to the moon, right? We got all this momentum coming. Well, it could immediately crash. So we're going to have to be smart there. We're going to let price make its move, right? And again, I'm not a financial advisor. None of this information is financial advice, just financial entertainment. Do your own research. This is what the charts are showing me. It's what my indicator is giving me. This is not my personal advice. Interestingly enough, though, if price does make a move up and get above this 50 exponential moving average, it looks like it would make a want to run all the way up to the 1100. So keep an eye on all of that stuff going on. That also does fill that really gnarly fair value gap on Ethereum right here. So if we get continued momentum, we could fill these upside gaps for sure. Let's look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin also, same scenario here, right? So it has this big fair value gap. Price would have to move up pretty heavy to get all the way up here to 18,500 again, just to get above the daily 50 exponential moving average. That would look extremely bullish if that happened. Wow, right? Start freaking out. Oh my gosh, it's here. The next bull run has started. The price could get here, tease us all, and then make an even lower low. All right, so the new daily candle has officially started. We're starting off a little down. I mean, look at XRP's daily candle is already shooting down. Again, we do have a downside fair value gap now because yesterday's very, very bullish candle. Could we just have some sort of down move, reset, and then the move up? We'll find out. This is also what I was worried about too, is now that we've broke into the upside, look what happened last time. We broke to the upside and immediately had a hardcore down. So we broke up right here, down. That and yesterday's candle wasn't even that bullish. So I'm watching this, seeing what's going on. Does it come back down, fill this fair value gap? We do also have a supply and demand zone here, so that's a really hard zone to push through to the downside. And if it does manage to get to the downside, it also has a 50% level, the fair value gap here, which sometimes they stop there. And it would also run into the 14 exponential moving average. So everything's looking more bullish to the upside on these lower time frames for sure. That 1 day is bearish, but it still has to be bullish to be bearish. So we'll keep an eye on this. Don't forget to check back with me tomorrow. Happy Thanksgiving, guys. Don't forget to sign up, join our team, work with us. Link down below.
If you're ready to earn an extra $200 to $3,000 per day in passive income, just like the Run Guys do every single day, then like this video, subscribe to the channel, then click the link in the description of this video to learn the Run Guys' #1 way to start earning passive income online with crypto today.